Hey everybody. So here I am live. I hope. Can you hear me okay? I have never done this before. Are you guys the type of people that just wing it? I'm definitely more of a winger of a person, and I don't really do well following tutorials and things like that. So this is my first Facebook Live video. It's Wine Wednesday. See the wine? We're going to talk a little bit about different types of wine. I don't know if you all are red or white people in terms of the type of wine that you like. But I have been a big fan of these Montepulcianos. They come from Italy. And, you know, I know Italy has got a lot going on like we do now. But this is a Montepulciano. This is only like $6.99 at the liquor store by ShopRite. This is another one that's also from Italy. And these are screw caps, so that's good. I love this one because it's like this fat guy on a scooter. You see it? It's called Il Bastardo. Isn't that funny? It's like $6.99. My mom, Margaret Collins, is saying white, and Jessica is saying red and dry. These are pretty dry. They're kind of medium. I got Jack into drinking wine when we were in Italy, and he likes the medium body one. So the Montepulcianos, I love saying that word, first of all. So I like doing that a lot. This is a Sangiovese Il Bastardo, again, $6.99 at a reasonable liquor store. So I'm here to talk with you guys about wine. I'm here to talk with you a little bit about real estate, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the real estate market right now. I have all these comments that are showing up like on my face while I'm talking to myself, which is kind of funny. So again, it's my first Facebook Live video. So I'm glad you're all here. I'm glad some of you are watching. I appreciate that. I wanted to just check in with everybody because everybody's at home and stir crazy. I have been selling real estate now for almost 17 years, and I have never been home as much as I am now. Snowstorms, recession, anything, this is a bit crazy. But I will tell you that I feel like the real estate market is pretty healthy. And even though you may not be buying or selling or looking to do any of that stuff right now this year, most people are concerned about the values of their homes, the values of their real estate investment. And, you know, going into this whole coronavirus thing, the real estate market was extremely healthy and extremely geared towards sellers because there was a lack of inventory. Their buyers are out there looking for homes. They can't find homes that are in great condition and that are priced very well, and even sometimes a little priced aggressively, are selling very quickly. And now, boom, we have this coronavirus thing and things have slowed down. Governor Andrew Cuomo in New York has said to us, hey, you real estate agents, you can't be out there contaminating people or spreading this virus around, so you can't go into homes and show them anymore. So I had my last showing on Thursday evening, and my client is watching. And, you know, so that was great. I got a showing in before we were told we couldn't go out. So basically there are some homes that are coming on the market, and what we're talking about doing is, if you are going to put your home on the market right now, you can do a couple different things. We can do a virtual showing with the seller. So basically the seller goes through the house and videos it. Maybe you were lucky enough to have your home ready before all of this happened and we already have a virtual tour. There is now an addendum that was put out by the New York State Association of Realtors. It's the COVID-19 addendum. You probably can't see that because I have a glare. But this actually basically states that dates will be extended in a contract if they need to be for the coronavirus, because certain parts of the real estate machine are slowed down, or at least you know, in a situation where you could run into I have to turn my washer off because I'm in my laundry room, which is also my office, so hang on. Whoops, it's probably going to stay on because it's going to drain right now. So It was a really bad idea to have my home office in the laundry room. I go to the office every day, and I can't go to the office every day. So this is a problem. But you're going to have to listen to it drain because I don't know what else to do. So in any case, like I said, parts of the real estate machine have slowed down or stopped together. There are some home inspectors who are still doing home inspections. There are a lot of delays that could go on with a transaction that's just starting. One of the things that the banks need to do when they're getting a loan, when a buyer is getting a loan on a property, is they need to do an income verification again. Not only at mortgage commitment and not only at pre-approval, but they do an income verification right before we close. So some people, unfortunately, have lost jobs or are, maybe at half pay. And additionally, even the human resource people are not available to answer the phone for those verifications. So basically now we have this addendum that we're adding to the contract that says, hey, if we can't close on time, it's no fault of everybody, and as long as the buyer and seller are still willing, we're going to push dates out as much as we can and get everything to happen. So there's been a lot of wacky stuff going on, but my feeling is, and most people in the industry are feeling like, as soon as this is over, as soon as we're allowed to go out into the world again and start showing houses again and putting houses actively on the market, we are going to be able to move forward. And actually, I think there's going to be an explosion of houses coming on the market and buyers who are just going to be so anxious to get into homes. So it should be good. We normally are very deep into a spring market by now, and things are busy, and I don't get home until 7 or 8 o'clock at night, because I'm constantly out listing property or showing property, and that's not happening right now, but I think we're going to have a delayed spring. So it might be in October, we might have this delayed spring, but there's going to be pent-up demand. First of all, everybody's realizing how badly their home may function. So if you weren't thinking about moving, you might indeed be thinking about moving after this is all over, because you might realize, hey, it is no good that my office is also the laundry room. I need a bigger space. It is no good that I don't have a place where I can kind of corral my children while they're being homeschooled or whatever's going on. You may feel like your house is a little too small for you and your husband. So you're going to need some more space. I think home office is going to become very, very important. We also in the real estate industry are talking about how there's probably going to be a baby boom, because what's everybody doing right now? We're all drinking a little wine and maybe spending a little time with our significant others, and maybe there'll be a baby boom this coming spring. So, here in upstate New York, it can be a little challenging to sell a large colonial because there's a lot of people downsizing and a lot of people moving down to Florida, and those large colonials are not as in high demand sometimes. But if people start having more kids because of the coronavirus and being stuck at home, maybe we'll have a little bit of a baby boom, and some more of those houses will sell easily. And I think also people are definitely going to realize that, if I'm going to be home, I want it to be great. And, your home is your oasis. Your home is where you want to spend your time. So why not make it as good as you can while you're home right now? And if you are planning on selling, or you're thinking about doing that, even in the next year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5 year plan, now is a great time to spend some time doing home improvement. I am shopping for paint colors. And one of my real estate agent friends in Connecticut, actually, she had posted a picture on Instagram, and her home office is a color that I would really, and she has a really big home office. She does not have the laundry room in the home office like I do, but, she has a really lovely color in her home office, and homeschooling is great birth control, Jessica says. Oh boy. So I went on Sherwin-Williams to look at her paint. She sent me all of her colors. I have the sheet here somewhere. And of course, Sherwin-Williams, the store is closed, but they will do curbside pickup. And they're also having like a sale. So you can go online and look at the colors and decide what you want. And then you can go to the store and do a curbside pickup, pick up your paint, and come home and paint. again, what else are you doing? So, and on that note, you know, all of the, what paint color is hot right now? That's an awesome question. It's navy. Can you believe that navy is the color of the year? I thought navy was like the color of the year a year or two ago, but navy is actually the color of the year this year. We had a home selling seminar on March 11th. We were supposed to have another one this past Sunday, and we couldn't do it because, of course, nobody is allowed to go out of the house. And the hot color is navy, which is kind of cool. I have a house that's going to come on the market probably in September, and the gentleman is working on fixing it up, and we're going to do an accent wall in his house that's navy, and he's going to paint his cabinets. This is another thing I love to talk about. He's going to paint his oak cabinets gray. So he's going to have an accent wall in his dining room that's navy, and he's going to paint his oak cabinets gray. And that is a fantastic fix for anybody who's looking to make those oak cabinets stand out and look more modern. They don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be super durable. They just need to really look good for the buyers. And, you know, you need to do a good job with it. It's something that can be done for a fraction of the cost of a new kitchen, you know. So, and his cabinets are really very cool. They're the square boxes, and he's got this really kind of a cool circular piece of hardware for the doorknob. So it's sort of Mad Men-ish, like, you know, mid-century modern, and they're going to look really good gray. So we're going to do that. So, you know, go to Sherwin-Williams, do the curbside pickup. Most of the Home Depots are open too. So if you need to put on some masks and gloves and you want to go get some paint, you can do that. But I'm going to be doing my living room in the color of Julie's office, which is called Sherwin-Williams Refuge. It's a very, very pretty tealish, bluish ocean color. So those of you that know me well know I love the ocean and being warm and sunshine and not this gray weather. So what else can we talk about? Does anybody have any questions? Madia is right. Hi, Madia. Joyce is watching. What paint color is hot right now? Homeschooling is great. Birth control. Yes, I know this. I would imagine. I really, you know, I have to tell you all that all of you that are home with your children and having to homeschool, and in addition, if you are a teacher, Jessica, and having to teach as well as homeschool your children, as well as deal with your spouse 24/7, as well as whatever else you have to do. I am really appreciative, and I don't know how you're doing it. I'm glad that I do not have to do that. My son is 26 years old. He does not live at home anymore, and I don't have to worry about that right now. So let's see, what else can we talk about? We talked about a baby boom. How about this? Hi, Ralph. Would you buy a house sight unseen? Because that's what we're kind of talking about right now, is virtual showings. In 17 years, I have sold a house to 2 parties that actually physically did not see the house. So they had family members come and see the house with me. One of them was so long ago that, you know, we didn't even do a video of it, really. And then, of course, they had a home inspection. So I'm just wondering if anybody would consider doing that. It's kind of an interesting thing. That's another thing that we are talking about doing, having an addendum in a purchase contract. So if you make an offer on a property and it's sight unseen, you have not seen it, you've just done a video walkthrough, and you think everything looks great with it. Your real estate agent has had a really good conversation with the listing agent and gotten all the facts and the square footage, and maybe done a more in-depth walkthrough with the seller, doing a video camera of it, and you decide to make an offer on that property. We are talking about possibly having that be a stipulation and putting in the contract, you know, an addendum, basically, that would state you have 72 hours after this whole COVID epidemic is over and we're released and we can go out of our houses, to get into the house and make sure that it is the house for you. And then you can proceed with everything. So I think that could work if we're going to be done in a couple of weeks, which is my hope, that maybe we'll be done in a couple of weeks, if everybody is truly flattening the curve. Jessica says, we have loved homes online and hated them in person. That is 100% true, because we real estate agents are paid to make homes look stunning. Although some of us don't do a great job of that. But we are really paid to put the best foot of the house forward. I don't use a photographer who uses those really crazy wide angles and makes every room look 3 times bigger than what it is. I use one, I think that's a little bit more realistic, a couple of them. But, you know, a lot of homes do look better online than they do in person. On the other hand, though, and this is really important and something that I tell all my buyers in a normal market, a lot of times a house that you don't like online because you don't like the color on the wall, or you don't like the piece of furniture, or how much clutter's on the counter, or the photos are terrible, a lot of times those houses can be the house for you. There's been a lot of times where I've gone and agent previewed a house and looked at the house and said, hey, this house actually could be a really good house for somebody that I'm working with, but they didn't want to look at it for whatever reason, because something in the photos has, you know, deterred them from taking a look at it. So it goes both ways with that. Only if moving to another state would I buy or rent unseen. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, we all do vacation rentals. You know, Jack and I have done a vacation rental for up to a month away, and we've never seen it before, and we lived there for a month. But that's a little bit different than buying. You know, I think this is a whole new world, and we're going to have to get a little creative with how we're going to do it, because let's face it, there are some buyers who need to buy. I have a buyer who's buying one of my listings right now. She is relocating from New Hampshire. She has a new job that's starting up. It's still on. It's a state job. Everything's going to go that way. And if they had not found a house prior to this, they would need to do something. So we definitely are going to have to get a bit creative with it, for sure. Let's see what else we talk about. I know I started to talk a little bit about the mortgage market. The mortgage market's very different than the stock market. And the mortgage market is, for the most part, in very good shape. We had the Great Recession, and that was largely created because of all of the looseness with the lending during that time. And, you know, massive foreclosures, massive people being way in over their heads with mortgages. And so that has all been remedied by greater restrictions, a lot of red tape, and different guidelines that we have to go through as agents and as mortgage brokers. So the mortgage market itself is in pretty good shape. One other question that I'm getting a lot right now is, oh, interest rates are 0%. So that means I can get a mortgage for 0%. No, that is not true. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. That is not true. Even my husband said that to me. He's like, oh, we should refinance. We can get 0%. It is not true. The Fed's rate is a different rate than what the banking rates are. Interest rates have dropped a little bit since this has happened with the coronavirus, but it is not down at 0%. It could be a good time to refinance if you're planning on staying in your house for the next, 3 to 5 or more years. It could make sense for you to do that, but understand there are costs with refinancing. So if you're planning on selling, in the next couple of years, it may not be worth it for you to do that. What else? Who else has questions or comment? Jessica says 3.5. That's a really good interest rate. We were thinking about refinancing the Cape Cod house. So I don't know. I want to talk with you guys. Do you have questions? Anybody have any questions about what it's like to be a real estate agent in normal times? Anybody ever thought about doing it and want to ask me some questions? I am also letting everyone know that I'm available to do remote consultations. So we can do like a FaceTime video, walk through your home, and I can kind of give you ideas on what you can do to get it ready for sale when everything opens up. Let's see. The virtual consultations, we talked about Sherwin-Williams. What's everybody doing while they are stuck in the house? Do you have a normal schedule? One of the things I'm trying to do every day is get some exercise. I've been stress eating a lot, and stress drinking. Not too much, but a little bit, you know. So I think that's about it. I don't really have much else to talk about. I think that I kind of covered a lot. This was my first experience with a Facebook Live video. It was fun. I enjoyed having you all here. And unless anybody has any questions, I am going to probably take a scoot off and restart my laundry. I do have a YouTube channel, and I would love it if you guys went on there and subscribed. I talk about different topics each week. I did a lot of talking this past winter about retiring elsewhere, getting out of New York State because of the higher taxes and the weather, and what states are the best to retire in. So that has been a fun little thing. There's even a video on YouTube of Jack and I in the boat with Poppy. That's one thing I've definitely noticed, is that a lot of people are home with their dogs, and I think the dogs are so happy about the coronavirus because all the dogs are getting way more walks, way more attention than they ever do. So everybody stay safe out there. You can hit me up anytime. 518-496-1299 is my cell phone. I am thinking about doing some kind of a live, maybe it won't be a Facebook Live, but it might be a video meeting, like a Zoom meeting on, you know, the home selling workshop, because I do have a whole presentation for that. And it would be a bit more interactive where you guys could actually ask me questions live and in person. So if anybody's interested in that kind of thing, you can send me a message or a comment below. Okay. Have a great afternoon. Have a little wine, have a little cocktail. I figure 4 to 6 is happy hour during these times, right? Take care, everybody. Bye.